what I choose to do is really try to push myself, to see what's possible and really exceeding like mental boundaries. And so I really started to focus and fixate again on this idea of doing the half Ironman, because in my mind I had unfinished business. And it still seemed completely impossible to be able to do the swimming portion, because where I'd left off midway through 2019, I could only swim 50 yards without being completely exhausted. So I started working with some physical therapists based in New Orleans. These guys, Niraj and RT, who run the Stride Shop, and they focus on physical therapy with runners. And so we started working on trying to get me back to running form, because that's always been my base to the extent I consider myself an athlete in my adult age. I'm a runner. But really what they helped me do was, when I walked in to see them for the first session in January of 2021, post the 3 surgeries, like I was struggling to stand up straight because I'd just kind of been hunched over and kind of really feeble and not able to walk more than a few blocks at a time without getting exhausted. So what they helped me do with the ultimate goal of getting me back to running was just really start to rebuild my body. And so we went through that process, and maybe about 5 or 6 months into that, where I finally was comfortably jogging and running and standing up straight and able to work out with the good folks at Cypress Fitness and lifting weights and felt strong in my body. I started to, probably I want to say it was May or June, I just started often to hear like the voice in the back of my head saying, "But swimming, you're hitting these strength sessions." And my trainer is Brian with Cypress Fitness, and like I was doing stronger than I had been and like feeling good. And every time he'd like put significant weight on or hand me significant weight, whatever the exercise was, I'd do it, and I swear I would hear this voice, "But swimming." And the same thing with the Stride Shop guys. Like I started running and like got from walking to jogging, and I'm running again. And I'd finish running 5 miles for the first time and feel good. And just I would hear "but swimming." And so I started to go down that rabbit hole again. And so started the same process where I'd left off a few years before. I reached out to triathlon coaches that live in and around the New Orleans area. And it was kind of the same process. Folks were incredibly generous with their time, met with me at pools, watched some video that my girlfriend was kind enough to shoot of me in pools. And it was back to that same spot of like, look, man, here's the exercise you need to start. You need to be able to do the swim work. These are the swim workouts you need to be able to do to start down the path of training for a half Ironman.